Howdy y'all, this is Redwolf, and today we're going to be talking about the Steel Will Druid 230. This is a 9-inch bladed, stainless, bushcraft survival type knife. I stumbled across Steel Will a couple years ago. I believe they're based out of Canada, and I bought one kind of on a whim. I was looking for something to do tomahawk and long knife with, and it's really hard to find this kind of long hunter, old school 1750s type knife pattern these days. It's so plain and functional, it's not sexy. And I think that's a shame, because this knife kind of proves there's some missed points here. We've got a nice, I think it's some kind of like polypropylene. It's definitely injection molded, but it's got a rubberized feel to it. I did not think to look up exactly what it was before I came back out here for a refresher course. We do have a lanyard hole, and it does have a through tang. I would call this a full tang in the old nomenclature, even though that now means a full width tang. Your mileage may vary. I haven't had any trouble with these. I've chopped wood. It's really impressed me. Especially, I mean, it weighs nothing. I just did a video on the Shanghai Warrior, and honestly, this feels lighter. It definitely has less mass. If it's even in the same weight range, it's going to be so well proportioned you wouldn't notice. It balances right here at about the bottom L. They come with a really nice leather sheath. Several attachment points up here. It does have a lanyard leg tie kind of thing down here. It has a belt dangle. In my state, you can legally walk around with these, and I find this is, it's not so long in the way that you can't pull it out left-handed, but it's still functional enough that I can get in and out of my car without having to worry about my knife sheath getting juked one way or the other like that. Very impressed with these. This is actually the second one of these that I've got. After I bought one of these and used it for about a year, my wife got one, and my buddy got one, and my other buddy got one, and I own 4 or 5 different ones at this point. I really like these. Other than the fact that you can't really do ferro rods with them very well. Honestly, that's about the only downside I've got. It's a fairly expensive knife for what it is. I think these run somewhere in the 140 range. But I feel like I'm getting my money when I compare it up against other stuff in the same price range. It certainly fits in there with the rest of them. But as always, I'm on reposition, and let's get some more footage shot. So, I did a little bit over here on this side with my Shanghai Warrior a minute ago. I'm going to try and get in here and show y'all a little bit with the Steel Will. Really like these. I'm going to get over here a little bit off screen. Well, not a good way to just show y'all what I'm doing here. Alright, well, we're going to try this. I'm going to come down just a second. For me, I have really wide hands, and the only complaint I have with the Druid at all is I could use a little bit more here in this grip for some of these chopping things for a little bit more consistency. But y'all can see we're already about half through right there. And as a fighting knife, which is how I talked about earlier, it hits. It's really good underhand. It holds up really well. We don't have any chips, any rolls, nothing. It's really good high impact steel. It cuts deep, it holds an edge. It's a pretty decent brisket knife. I really like these. One of my original tests with these was I went out here and I was cutting with it, and I compared it to one of these cold steel Hawks. And, you know, I'm already through the heartwood with this, so it's not going to do too much. But for the amount of effort I was putting into it, even the swing rate, I'm getting similar performance out of the Bowie knife as I am out of the tomahawk. And if you're asking me if I want to carry a pound or so, pound and a quarter of knife, or a 2-pound tomahawk to get the same kind of results, I'm going to take the better knife, you know. And like I was talking about with some of this, you know, it works good. Really good paired setup. If you're looking for something like this, you can kind of see why it's my go-to. It just gets in there. It has a really thick, completely baton safe spine and all that on there. It gets in there. It is a really good lightweight general purpose knife. I carry these a lot. I'm gonna say it's fairly comparable in weight to my Marauder. A little bit different sheath, a little bit different options on some stuff. But I tend to carry this a lot when I want a lightweight standalone knife. It's very good for that. I've got a lot of experience with it like that. I've been running these for at least 2.5 years, maybe longer than that at this point. As I mentioned, this is not even my first one. Easy to sharpen, easy to stay sharpened. They have some of this here alphabet steel in them, if I can get my camera to situate it on it while my nose gets completely tore up with mosquitoes. But I'm going to reposition right fast. Here, see if I can get it in just while I'm talking to y'all. Whew. These bugs, man. Crazy. I'd be surprised if y'all can't see them on the thing. I don't know why they're after my nose today. Alright. So I think we can all kind of see where we're at. Okay. You see, little limbs, this is a little bit drier now. But you know, just clean, easy cuts with this thing. And it just keeps chugging and keeps chugging and keeps chugging along. And get down here if I can. If you're in the market or you thought about them, these are 102,000% recommended. I like them. If you got the money, you find a good deal on them, I would get one. Till next time, this Redwolf signing off. Y'all keep up the good fight.